Hey guys, Kevin, how you doing? I'm sitting in a five-star resort, you know? I got all to myself. And there's a white woman over there. See right there? I hope you see her. I got the whole place to myself. I'm not going to tell you where I am because it's my little hideaway. And I remember 60 years ago, there's no way in the world a guy like me could be in a place like that, like this. You young people got this thing twisted about the word racism. Racism is where people have control over how you live, where you live, what you eat, how you eat, where you travel, if you live in peace, if you live in a nice house or live in filth and squalor like me when I was a kid. You want to know real America? Go to your grandparents. If you're over 69 and above, you know all about oppression, unless you're a white male. If you're a non-white male over 69 and above, talk to your grandchildren about the freedoms that we have in America today. If you're black, you're gay, or whatever the hell you are, woman, women couldn't work 60 years ago. They couldn't have a bank account. Gays were hidden. They had tea rooms. They had to hide from the police for their life. The handicapped, they sat in their homes and looked out the windows. They didn't have ramps. People that were insane, they would just kill you in the street because they didn't understand mental illness. Yeah, people you think are crazy running down the street. No, they used to kill them. I grew up in Brooklyn. They would just kill you because they didn't know about insanity and mental illness. They would just kill you. That's kind of cruel, ain't it? You had no rights. You served white male America. That's the reality. And now, 60 years later, I'm sitting in a five-star resort, enjoying the morning. I had my morning jacuzzi, First I worked out, then I had my jacuzzi. That's what I do when I travel. I work out, then I do my cruise, And I go back to my room and take a nap. I do about 2-3 sets a day, And then if I want to go to a nice restaurant and have a steak, whatever, I don't have to go through the back way. I go through the front door like anyone else. And, if I want to have a drink at the water fountain, I just go have a drink at the water fountain. And go to the bathroom, just go to the bathroom. I wish someone would watch this video and have a course in racism. Real race. Show young people what it's like, take the light kids from the dark kids and separate them. The guys with the, look at Professor Jane Elliott. I want you to look at speeches by George Wallace and Bull Connor. You have so many freedoms. You walk over so many dead bodies, so many maimed, crippled, tortured souls, and you take it all for granted. But you know what? You're going to lose it. You're going to lose a little bit at a time. They're not just going to take your rights away from you. But you're going to see very soon, what it's like to have your rights taken away. Just be able to walk down the street in peace. That's why I don't put down the gay community and transgender and all of that. I know what it's like. I know what oppression is like. You don't know a damn thing about oppression, but you will learn. You will learn because you're squandering the gifts that you've been given. You live in the freest America we've ever had. You could talk about a president, Congress people. You could talk about anybody, man, and not be taken in the back and have the schlitz beaten out of you. You better cherish this thing called freedom and stop trying to take the rights away from other people. I don't give a doggone if you're gay and transgender and all of that. But see, you never been through oppression. So you can sit up here and flip your gums about, the gays and the trans, all that alphabet BS. You guys don't even talk English no more. Don't squander this gift you got, young people. Racism is not racism. It's bigotry. People just don't like you because you're you. But they don't control your life unless you let them. And if you're that weak to let people's opinion bother you, I feel sorry for you, man. I hope you're not as weak-kneed a generation as I think you are. I really feel you ain't got a prayer, to be honest with you. I hope you show me wrong. You know, see, old man, I'm tough. I'm a tough son of a gun. I don't take no garbage off nobody. But you don't got to be mean to nobody. Just let people live their life in peace. You know? But I really feel sorry for your generation, man. You're the most weak-kneed bunch of chumps I ever seen. I see males walk around with bonnets and dresses. I said, okay, you got a right to do it. Now, when someone calls you something that's a toxic masculinity and woke and all this other BS, you know, in the old days, they call a spade, man. They call you a few other things. You know, I hope you show me that I'm wrong and that you'll toughen up and cherish your freedoms. Because it ain't easy to get back, man. It's so easy to lose. A bunch of idiots in state capitals and stuff just taking your freedom. But to me, freedom is economics. You know, I say again, when you're financially fit, you ain't got to take shit from nobody. I don't give a damn what anybody's got to say. You take your finance and your talent and go to another country where you get respected. You know, you don't stay where you're disrespected around anybody. You pack your garbage and leave. You don't put up no garbage. There's no restrictions on your life. Only restrictions on your life are what you put on it. So that's it with the ranting from the old man. But I really hope you'll listen to me, man. Don't squander your freedom. You know, ask your grandparents about oppression. You know, if you was 60 years ago, if you was a white male, this was your playground. You were a non-white male, this was your hell. And I hope you don't ever experience the hell that I grew up in called America. This is the paradise of America that you live in, and I'm enjoying it while I can. It's Kevin, I'm out.